Now let's talk about the beautiful Sagittarius souls who come in. What would they come in with as their soul evolution path? So they're born with sattva and dharma in the first house, meaning they are trying to ask and answer the questions, the what, the where, the who, seeking higher meaning and wisdom, because ninth house typically falls in there and now it has landed in the head area. This means our Sagittarius souls are seeking philosophy and wisdom by default all through their life, and using all these rest of the houses 2 to 12, they are making that happen. And as usual, if house number 1 is Dharma, house number 5 is Dharma, and house number 9 is also Dharma. So these are the Dharma graduation points that the Sagittarius souls will go through. So go step by step here. So house number 2, and this is very difficult. It's difficult for Sagittarius souls because as much as they are seeking higher souls, philosophy, wisdom, higher seeking and meaning in life, they are faced with a family which is very Capricornian and Artha in nature. Rajas and Artha, very Capricornian. They are worried about career, job, business. This is very harsh to these people who are born seeking higher wisdom. So they are born in families which is typically business oriented. So these people would first be trained by their parents saying you got to do this business, or you got to get into the family business, or if it's a career, the father or the mother will tell you got to get into this career or this path, and so and so. So this is a harsh transition for someone just born as a Sagittarius soul into a very Capricornian kind of a setup, because second house stands for home and family and wealth. It's very business-like. So house, home and family becomes a work for them. It's a Capricornian, Saturnian style of operation at home. Very disciplined, very structured. Everything is about career or business. Whereas this poor, tender soul has come in with Dharma and Sattva, the highest of the ideals, the highest of the concept Sattva and the highest of seeking in Dharma as a soul. As they grow up, they come across this third house, which is of communication skills, maybe childhood friends and all that, which has also got a Capricornian touch to it, although now it has become desirous. So they typically tend to get friends who are wanting things from them. They sense this wisdom in the Sagittarian soul. So they're used to giving things and not getting things in return. This is a tough path for a Sagittarius soul. And then they come to the Kendra house, the fourth house, the house of Tamas and Moksha. The first Moksha point, the first why me, is actually the last one for many of them, for Aries, for example. So they ask the question, why me? Because they have gone through the tough portions of disconnecting with the family, because they are about something else and family is about something completely different. See the difference there? And here also, friends are about a completely different. So they are asking the questions very early on in life. Why me? Why am I faced with all this rubbish going on here? In my family front, with my younger siblings, with my friends. And then they begin to embrace education, where Rajas and Dharma come and play in their life beautifully. In the fifth house begins the new beginnings. Number 1, the why, the need to find path, purpose and direction. This is why they get focused on education. They are very well educated people. They become teachers of the world because of this, because they have seen all the harshness at very tender age. They have done the major amount of crunching around with energies at the very childhood level, really speaking. And then they arrive at this fifth house where they are getting educated. So they put all their energies and they have all the drive, the why, and they find it because Rajas and Dharma, this is the second path of Dharma, they recognize this aspect because they are dharmic. Focus their entire energies on education, on creativity, on finding love and romance. That kind of area. Creative intelligence becomes their Dharma. and they take leadership in that path. They become Aries kind of energy, the Mars drive, they bring it there. Then you come to the sixth house. In the sixth house, they have Taurian energy, Rajas and Artha, that is how to recognize resource and abilities. Here they start getting smart. What do I need to move forward in my work? In their daily routines, they start recognizing resources and abilities. So this is a good grounding. From here, there's good grounding period starts. In the house of spouse, love interest, romance, love affairs, they have Rajas and Kama. So they have a good energy of Gemini here. Number 3 is Gemini. So they need a very communicating partner, Sagittarian souls. Listen to me. Get a partner who understands and communicates with you well. Because you're so stuck with all this arrangement that you really don't know what communication is. If you want to find a good partner, one of the things you need to see in good communication skills with them. The problem is Gemini is always talking about themselves. They need to be more listeners type Gemini, okay? Then comes the 8th house, where the second moksha point, after 4th house, when they asked why me, they come to the heart. So if you really need to make your married life work, you should connect with the heart in your sexual union with your spouse. That's how it reads, folks. So Sagittarius has very tantric kind of approach towards sex because they want to connect their deep heart. They achieve that, they see that as the moksha point. Why me, they asked. They graduated to for what I'm connecting deeply in an intimate sexual union with my wife or husband because I have this energy present in the 8th house, in the house of intimacy. And this can get very deep for them because they're always seeking higher meanings. That higher meaning connecting to the wisdom of the heart, because there also it is present in the heart energy. The why me which they asked earlier on is fulfilled here. That heart connection is brought in the sexual union part. See what I mean? Next comes their graduation point of the Dharma. They started asking these questions when they were young. Then they went on to find their education, and that graduation of education becomes using that in the world, in the worldview, in the larger community, in the World Wide Web, in teaching. That's why they make very good teachers, professors, because they use creatively, they know how to teach. Creative intelligence and education, the traditional 5th house which comes here has become a graduation point. This is why these guys make excellent teachers. They are professors and lecturers in universities. They are doctorates as in PhDs. Sagittarians are very wise. They are the gurus of the zodiac. And then it comes the 10th house where it becomes tamas and artha. They can't really connect with tamas there because they are very sattvic in nature, okay, and very dharmic in nature. Sagittarius, so tamas becomes a little bit of tough time for them. But they have to learn to work with routines. This is where they learn to work with routines in their career. If you work with routines, my dear Sagittarians, you'll do very well. Okay? In the 11th house, there is the presence of Rajas and Kama. That means they are looking for intimate connections in the social network. They can become good social birds because they are looking for that connection and deep connection with people, the Libra energy in the 11th house. So these people are good social birds later in life. Whenever they are in social environment, they feel very connected to people because they are always seeking that. Okay? Last, in the spiritual house, you have tamas and moksha. For what? Finding core desires. That which was to be found here, they are finding here. So what does this mean? The root of whatever they were trying to seek over here is found in their spiritual aspects. So these people are very deeply connected to sexual union because 12th house also stands for bed pleasure. So it also contains sexuality there. This also contains sexuality. So, but they are going very deep. Number 4 and number 8, Cancer and Scorpio, are appearing in their signs. So these people really know and connect with the deepest aspects of human sexuality. Okay? That's it for my Sagittarian souls. Good luck.